just in case anyone was under the impression that we live in a free and fair country, a man was sentenced earlier this month to 2 years in prison for stickers that said such inflammatory racist things as "it's okay to be white." Just to be clear, I do not think that this is acceptable. It is definitely not okay to be white. Anyone who's thinking of being white should hand themselves into the police to be Trudeau'd up a bit. Now, I don't want to downplay the severity of Sam's stickering rampage, so I'll read the report from The Guardian, a left-wing newspaper. Leeds Crown Court heard the charges related to racist stickers Melia allegedly designed and produced between 2019 and 2021, which he had then posted in public places around his community and encouraged thousands of online followers to imitate. They bore slogans such as "Reject White Guilt," "Nationalism is Nurture," "We will be a minority in our homeland by 2066," and "Diversity, designed to fail, built to replace." Detective Chief Superintendent James Dunkerley, head of the counter-terrorism policing in the North East, said at the sentencing with no hint of irony, "Those that seek to bring hatred to our communities through actions such as stickering will be identified and brought to justice." Wow. I mean, thank God this monster is off our streets. Imagine if one of those Mohammed cartoon protesters saw such a sticker and got so upset that they dropped their sign saying "Behead those who insult Islam," and had to go back to their council house before they got a chance to chant for jihad. Or imagine if a BLM protester saw one and got such a fright they dropped their sign saying "Kill Whitey" and their books on abolishing the white race. The stickers carried some very dangerous messages such as "Reject white guilt." Listen, Sam. White guilt underpins a multi-billion-pound industry in diversity, equity and inclusion. Some of those diversity coordinators just have a few payments left to make on their yachts, and you want to stop their grift now? Are you mad? Another sticker said, "Nationalism is nurture." The horror! Someone could see that and think that it's okay to love their country. And our authorities wonder why military recruitment is falling when the basic requirement for serving, feeling such a strong loyalty and devotion towards your country that you're willing to die for it, is criminalised. Another sticker said, "We will be a minority in our homeland by 2066. I mean, this is dangerously rose-tinted nonsense. The way immigration is accelerated under Rishi, will be a minority by Tuesday. This case is important because it exposes the two-tier nature of hate crime policing and shows how you can now be jailed for your opinions, the wrong-think that George Orwell warned us about. I'm not arguing that Sam Melia isn't a naughty man with some naughty opinions, but we can all see that the law isn't applied fairly. There's a gulf in how people like Melia are treated compared with the far left or Islamists that's visible from space. And this two-tier treatment does far more to stir up racial tensions than anything a few stickers could do. The same week that Sam Melia was jailed for stickers, George Galloway, a man who said equally provocative things, was elected to the British Parliament by Muslims in Rochdale. Although, to be fair, it's not the worst thing Muslims have done in Rochdale. And just look at how the judge who handed Sam his sentence, Tom Bayliss KC, he's seen here having a good old virtue signal next to a statue of Mandela, let off much worse criminals. Tom Bayliss gave a man who had sex images of children as young as 3 no jail time. He clearly feels the need to protect the hypothetical feelings of hypothetical people who might read a sticker saying it's okay to be white, but the feelings of very young children being subjected to the worst crimes in humanity don't matter as much. He gave someone caught with $4,000 worth of crack and heroin no jail time. Apparently a big pile of hard drugs does less damage than stickers. Other racially motivated crime seemingly gets a pass if it's by a different group. Hamoud al-Suwami, a Muslim member of a grooming gang who targeted children based on their race, was found guilty of sexually assaulting a 12-year-old girl and received no jail time, just 180 hours of community service. Mosques across the country, such as Birmingham's Green Lane Mosque, host hate preachers who teach their followers such enlightened ideas as the correct way to stone adulterous women to death or execute homosexuals, and openly spread hate against infidels, i.e. British people. Not only is this tolerated by the authorities, Green Lane Mosque was incredibly awarded millions of pounds of government funding. And take a look at these guys here.
Or hatred for the non-Muslims doesn't stop us from being unjust to them. My argument would be it also doesn't stop us from coexisting with them, living in a society with them.
But I can be in a land where I live with these people, but I have hate for them. I don't like them.
British Muslims merrily chatting about the hate they have for Britain and showing their followers that this can be done without any fear of repercussions. If these were white men talking about a different race, they'd be locked up faster than you can say blatant two-tier policing. And every week we see marches on the streets of Britain with anti-Semitic chants calling for genocide and jihad, and the police are instructed to stand and watch. Although they can still get tough if any white men appear for a football match. They even arrested a man who's waving an anti-Hamas placard. The police have denied it was for the placard, but in Sadiq Khan's London, it seems acceptable to chant for jihad, but illegal to oppose terrorists. We are living in a clown world. Let's have a look at what the protester said.
They told me, is it a danger for your life and for the people when they see maybe attack you?
And what did your sign say exactly?
Hamas is terrorist. This is it.
Nope. That was the sign.
Police,
and that's what your sign said.
I told to police, they attacked me, and I want to complain. He said go to police station near your home.
A man detained for opposing Hamas terrorists. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people at the anti-Israel protest had actually downloaded some of Sam's stickers as well. I mean, look at this placard claiming that Zionists control the media. Why is this guy allowed to wave it in public while Sam goes to jail? It's his intent and ideology that was on trial. He's been jailed for his opinions. We're told the state has the ability to peer into someone's brain and measure their intent. This shows the weakness of laws that punish people for intending to stir up racial hatred. They can be interpreted however the state wants and applied with discretion to silence whoever they want. Now, I don't approve of what Sam did. I think it's very silly to put up stickers saying people born in Britain should be deported. I think that being British isn't about skin tone at all. It's about the culture and values that you hold, and the culture and values that made Britain great. Equality, tolerance, individual liberty, fairness of law. But his sentence rankles with me, not just because it shows there's no fairness of law, but I think the thought crime element of his conviction doesn't hold water. I've spoken to some nationalists, and overall, they don't seem to be driven by a desire to stir up racial hatred. If anything, it's the opposite. The overwhelming sentiment underpinning them seems to be concern about their country and concern that mass immigration, lack of integration, and the rise of Islamism are leading to disharmony and hatred. And what precedent does it set for other people? Sam's wife Laura was debanked 5 years before they came for the mainstream politician Nigel Farage. These measures to punish and censor people start at the fringes and work their way inward. It's not even doing any good. The authorities' heavy-handed attempts to stamp down on people like Sam Melia are backfiring by drawing attention to their message. Far more people will have seen Sam's stickers because of his conviction, and the state have somehow managed to make him a sympathetic figure amongst all this nonsense. Never mind stickers, the state should take their two-tier approach and stick it where the sun don't shine.